If everybody could take care of themselves, then we wouldn't need protectors, but we do.
We get up every day and we get out and we walk a thin blue line between good and evil. You know, we have to separate good and evil.
The thin blue line represents those who put themselves in harm's way to protect their communities from violence and crime.
It's like a family trademark.
A unity.
The brotherhood of all law enforcement officers to keep the peace.
Those who walk this thin blue line see people at their worst and are exposed to the unimaginable.
You know, you see things on this job that are unintended for people to see.
The general public really doesn't understand what goes on behind the scenes that they don't see. And they're not going to understand what it's like on the tough calls that you go on.
You know, I've been in positions where I almost didn't come home, and it's tough.
My toughest call still haunts me, and it's been, gosh, it's probably been 15 years ago. A gentleman called me and was telling me where to find the body, and I wasn't comprehending what he was telling me, and I said, "What do you mean?" And he shot himself on the phone with me.
Constantly seeing negativity and violence on top of being harshly criticized takes an emotional toll on officers, but most simply push it away.
I block things out, and I think most of us, for the most part, we do, you know.
It bothers me, but I'm one of those guys that, you know, I just keep it in, bury it down, don't talk about it, just don't deal with it.
We've all kind of experienced the same cases and emotions, and it is an emotional roller coaster sometimes, and yeah, we have to lean on each other.
If you look at various media outlets today, such as movies, social media, and the news, you will find one common rhetoric in reference to law enforcement officers.
There is a lot of fake news out there. They're just wanting to stir up controversy for nothing.
Disdain for law enforcement is on the TV every day. You know, every night you turn on the news, there's a riot or something. Like I said, last year and a half has been a little eye-opening for law enforcement, I think, and it's also been, well, it's just been tough.
When the public is constantly informed of the negative side of law enforcement, they are not receiving a balance of positive rhetoric, which creates a false image of law enforcement officials. But
There's bad apples in every profession. I don't care what you do, whether you're a coach, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a bus driver, whether you're a politician, it don't matter. There's bad apples in everything, and you're going to find them.
People want to believe the bad in everything in our society. And what better thing to believe bad than law enforcement?
this false image in the media leads to bigger problems.
The lack of respect that officers are getting nowadays is out of control compared to what it used to be.
A lot of people won't even take the responsibility to accept that they, did something wrong.
People may think that it's just part of the job. Officers are going to get hurt. Officers are going to get killed. Almost a lot of the situations that you read, it's not called for. It's just crazy, random acts of violence towards police officers. So, I think a lot of that mentality is that they probably thought that I could kill a police officer today. Not, I want to kill someone.
Even through these challenges, officers still find the motivation to serve their communities.
Getting satisfaction at the end of the day, knowing that I helped someone.
Trying to make a difference in the kids' lives, being a positive role model.
I'm not done with the chase yet.
When asked if an officer is ever truly off duty,
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
this feeling of constantly being on duty extends to families of officers as well.
There's a lot of members of the public that don't realize that we have families and that we go to church and that we've got grandkids and kids and we raise a family. They just look at us like, well, that's a cop.
But there's a lot behind the scenes that people don't realize that my family has to go through. And to see me to go through that and then they have to experience it firsthand is pretty rough. But they know that I enjoy it.
It's not an easy thing to be a family member of a law enforcement officer.
Even when I go out of town with family, my head's constantly on a swivel.
Youth look up to police officers and aspire to be like these everyday heroes.
You're having a little boy come up to you and want to give you fist knuckles, There's so many times where little kids just want to take a picture with you or say hi.
Community involvement is very important for the success of law enforcement agencies. Knowledge leads to respect, which must begin with children. When we respect our law enforcement officials, our communities become safer.
I think that's very important to get involved with our children, not only just to teach them about the dangers of drugs and alcohol and bullying, but to let them know that these police officers and deputies are real people, and don't be scared of us. They're there to help you.
Walk up to an officer and talk to him, because you'll find out he's just like you.